turned on today in Omaha. Why? Dana Altman's Creighton Blue Jays are entertaining Chris Lowery's Southern Illinois Salukis. Creighton has had 7 straight postseason appearances. Southern Illinois has won 3 straight Valley championships. 2 of college basketball's winningest teams the past 4 years meet today on the banks of the Missouri River. It's icy outside, but it'll be plenty warm today at the Quest Center Omaha, one of the beautiful new facilities in Division I basketball. As today, our State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week presents the Creighton Blue Jays against the Southern Illinois Salukis. Hi, everyone. I'm Mitch Holtis, and welcome to a Sunday in the Valley. Now, I don't know what you're doing the next 70 days, but get ready for a great race in the Missouri Valley Conference. 10 teams in the league, 6 think they can win it, and the other 4 will help determine who does win it. We have winners on the floor today. These are the top 10 starters in Division I basketball based on winning percentage. 3 are in this game. Tyler McKinney 2nd, Darren Brooks 8th, and Stetson Hairston 10th. I'm joined now by Chris Piper. These 2 teams now the last several years have won a bunch of games.
Well, you know, winning programs in college basketball today do it with great guards, and 2 great guards here today. Darren Brooks, you know, he can step out and hit the jumper on you, but his forte, I think, more importantly than anything, is locking you down defensively. A great defender, and at 6'4", he can take you inside. One of the best rebounding guards in the league. Important for Darren Brooks to get easy touches. He has to be the leader for this Southern Illinois team. He's a guy that has to step up and make plays and get other guys to do the same. On the other side for Creighton, the glue of this team, Tyler McKinney. Now, he's not as flashy as Darren Brooks. He's not going to throw all the stats at you, but when it comes game time, when it's the game winners on the line, Tyler McKinney's going to step up and he's going to make plays and he's going to get other guys involved.
This year, the Creighton Blue Jays and McKinney have had to hit perimeter shots to win. They've got to have Nate Funk involved knocking down shots from the perimeter. Last year, he only had 3 points in this game. Welcome back to our State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week at the Quest Center Omaha. A near sellout crowd expected as 2 old rivals collide here in Valley play. Coaching Southern Illinois, Chris Lowery was a point guard for the Salukis, apprenticed under Bruce Weber, both at SIU and at the University of Illinois, and got the job this past year when Matt Painter left to go to Purdue. Let's check in now with our starting lineups brought to you by Bud Light. This is Coach Lowery's lineup. We've talked about Brooks. Now, Stetson Hairston has been a classmate of Brooks, and they've been through a lot of games, won a lot of games, and won 3 championships. LaMar Owen might be a big key in this game. For Creighton, it is a team that lives on the perimeter. Funk, Mathis, and McKinney will get most of the scoring, although if they get something inside from Tolliver Watts, it's a bonus. Watts is a good freshman. And coaching the Blue Jays, the Missouri Valley Conference is nearing a 100th birthday. Only 6 coaches in its great history have won 200 games or more. Dana Altman is one of those 6. He has taken Creighton to 7 straight postseason appearances. And let's check in now with Chris Piper's Chrysler Keys to the Game, brought to you by Chrysler, where inspiration comes standard.
Well, Southern Illinois, they want to get the ball inside to LaMar Owen. Really, nobody for Creighton is going to be able to match up well with him. Also, they have to regain that road swagger. This is a team that dominated on the road in the past. They're 1-3 this season on the road. For Creighton, not a lot of superstars on this team. You take Nate Funk out of lineup, and you got a lot of guys that have to win on hustle. They have to regain that energy, and in so doing, they've got to get the confidence back. They started out the season strong, then went through a 5-game stretch where they lost 4 of those games. This Creighton team has to find the energy and the confidence to get back on track.
All right, let's take a look at our series history, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio, with over 120 channels of commercial-free music, news, talk, and sports. For the car, home, or anywhere you go, get Sirius today. Ride the big dog. Creighton has won 22-33 in Omaha. This team's only lost 7 times in 5 years at home, and one of those was to Southern Illinois last year. The last 3 meetings in Omaha, the team trailing at halftime has ultimately won, which tells you how close this series and these games have been between Dana Altman's Creighton Blue Jays and the Salukis of Southern Illinois, who have their 3rd coach in 3 years, and yet the Salukis just keep on winning.
Well, third coach, but all from the same program, basically. They're all coached at Southern Illinois. Matt Painter last year took over for Bruce Weber. Chris Lowery went with Bruce Weber to Illinois for a year. Now he's back at his alma mater. But Southern Illinois has prided themselves under the Bruce Weber era of winning with defense. And this team has struggled a little bit, I think, with that this year. You know, they've got some guys, Darren Brooks, Stetson, Hairston, that have been there throughout these years. And I think you have so much success, you get a little complacent. You think it comes easy to you, and you forget that that success was built on hard work, and they've got to get back to that.
Creighton is going through some of the same kind of adjustments. This is a Creighton program that has become immensely popular here in Omaha. They've had just awesome crowds the last 2 years in this new building. Crowds that have approached 15,000, some of the largest Valley crowds in history, and yet they're trying to rediscover their toughness and swagger that has made them so good.
Well, toughness and swagger defines Tyler McKinney, though. I mean, that kid is as tough as they come, wearing the goggles here this afternoon.
First possession is Creighton's. Game on in the Valley in Omaha between the Salukis and the Blue Jays.
They're going to be tough for Nate Funk to find open looks, but he finds a seam in the defense and he gets right through. But Southern Illinois stepping in and taking the charge, and that's what you have to do with a scorer like Nate Funk. You got to slide over and get the help. Stetson Hairston gets turned on the corner, but look at Jamaal Tatum sliding over, and he's a little bit late there. Southern Illinois is going to get away with one. Creighton gets the foul called against him. Now full court pressure by Creighton,
which has been a staple of Creighton's defensive effort the last several of years. Owen gets trapped on the wing, but ball off of Creighton.
Well, Dana Altman does such a nice job of changing up defenses. They're going to pick you up 1-2-2 3-quarter court, and sometimes out of that they'll back off after the first pass. Sometimes they'll trap. You saw they went with a hard trap on LaMar Owen, get the ball deflected out of bounds.
Brooks. Funk cannot afford to get another foul here early. 10 to shoot for the Salukis. Brooks taking Funk right to the basket.
Well, going to be a tough matchup for Nate Funk. He really does not have the strength to be able to keep Darren Brooks out of the paint. Darren Brooks puts his head and shoulders down and decides to go. You've got to get help coming over.
And a steal as Southern Illinois trapping the basketball. And an easy basket by Darren Brooks, and Dana Altman's going to call an early timeout.
Well, Dana Altman having a few words for his team, talking right there to Jeffrey Day. That was not the passer's fault. That was Jeffrey Day's fault, that last turnover. He did not come over and meet the ball and allowed Darren Brooks to shoot the gap and get the turnover.
One new feature we have this year as we travel through the Valley for the 05 season is one lucky section of seats at each televised contest. We'll get nothing but net t-shirts courtesy of FSN Midwest. The fans in these sections are really getting into it. Look for the lucky section at our next Valley game. This is not the way Dana Altman wanted to start, but we've seen an adjustment by Southern Illinois here. They're going to do some trapping on the perimeter, particularly on screens, Pipe, against this Creighton offense.
Well, Creighton likes to set a lot of ball screens. They'll do handoffs up high, and watch Southern Illinois when they get those situations, how they trap. So important for them to be able to stop the ball in that trap. Where Creighton's going to hurt Southern Illinois is that they're able to beat that trap, break it down, get through it, then all of a sudden they have a numbers advantage.
And another foul. This one's going to be on Brooks.
Calling it tight early. Darren Brooks trying to take off the baseline. Nate Funk, a good first step.
Chris Lowery was not excited about the way his team kind of was lethargic on the road during the midweek game at Louisiana Lafayette. And you can see that he's trying to get a fire lit under his team with all this trapping. Funk underneath doesn't get the easy one, but Tolliver follows.
Nice job by Nate Funk, just getting inside the lane. He knows that he's got to be the guy that makes plays happen for this Creighton team. Really, the only guy on the floor for Creighton that can get his own shot. Tough Southern Illinois defense. If he can break it down early and trying to get inside, that can allow them to have offensive rebound opportunities.
Mathis chasing Hairston at the top of your screen. Brooks again on Funk. Hairston sneaks in the backcourt.
Nice job by Stetson Hairston, moving away from the ball. Kept his eye on Darren Brooks. Instead of hanging out there and just waiting, which I can't stand watching players do, he moved without the ball, got open.
Another turnover. Hairston a little wide on his left-handed layup attempt, and there's a foul on Southern Illinois trying to get it back.
Watch Stetson Hairston here move without the ball, Mitch. He's over here on this side, and when Darren Brooks is driving, instead of standing over here and waiting, he takes his man and goes underneath, catches it. Good look. Find the open place on the floor and allow your offense to pass it off. Darren Brooks now with 2 quick early fouls going to have to take a seat.
Last year's player of the year in the Valley. And we've said it before, it's not often you get a player of the year that's also the defensive player of the year. This thing is really getting pulled close both ways. Young on a hand check on McKinney.
And that's not good for Southern Illinois. They like to play aggressive defense with their size advantage, their strength advantage at the guard spot as well. They need to be able to be allowed to play a physical brand of basketball.
4 team fouls called on Southern Illinois in 2.5 minutes.
I don't think you can be upset if you're Chris Lowery, though. What you wanted was energy on the floor. You want your team to play hard. Now you've got them doing that. Got to turn them back a little bit. Be smart about how you use that energy.
Chris Lowery, the 4th youngest coach in NCAA Division I, tied with Chris Mooney of the Air Force Falcons, only 32 years old. And Lowery sits in the big chair now in this great SIU program.
Tony Young replacing Darren Brooks. Really a big drop-off, not defensively for Southern Illinois, because he's a great defender, but Darren Brooks is one of those guys that can get in the lane and make things happen offensively for you, and you see Southern Illinois' offense a little bit off balance.
6-2, the Salukis with the advantage. We played 3 minutes, and Darren Brooks in early foul trouble for Southern Illinois. So Hairston moves over on Funk. A little bit of a zone trapper shown by Southern Illinois. Moat short on a 3. Funk looking to penetrate. So he's not settling for outside shots here early.
A good hustle by Jimmy Moats to follow his shot.
Tatum's in big trouble. And a timeout called by Southern Illinois to avoid a turnover.
Well, there you see the difference for Creighton. They turn up the pressure just a little bit defensively that time, and it catches Southern Illinois off guard without Darren Brooks there, able to come back and help out. Jamaal Tatum has no outlets. Watch the trap come, a little run and jump here, and now they've got him. They've got him stopped. Look, we've got standing over here, and where are the other outlets? Jamaal Tatum with his head down. Now he's looking back down the floor. You got to look this way, look up the floor, and try and find that outlet. Southern Illinois not spaced very well. Nobody in the middle to allow him the outlet.
Turnovers, and of course Creighton just covets picking up these turnovers with their pressure. They got to convert them into points. We mentioned both of these coaches trying to crank up the intensity for their respective teams. And we're seeing the effect of that here in the first couple minutes of the game. Warren in jail. Hairston walk.
Creighton really getting a lot off of that full court pressure right now. That turnover contribute to Creighton giving the pressure to Southern Illinois, forcing them into doing something that they're really not accustomed to doing, and that's giving Josh Warren the ball in transition.
This Creighton team last year was inside dominated really. This team now going to perimeter. Miller in trouble. It's going to off Warren out to Creighton. They've had to make the adjustment of being inside out to outside in this year, and at times it's led to, if they're not knocking down perimeter shots, they just don't score unless they can get easy buckets out of their defense.
Yeah, no question about it. They're missing that inside presence, and you know, you allow teams to lock you down defensively on the perimeter if you can't throw it inside.
Break here in Omaha. 6-4 Southern Illinois. Chris Lowery and Dana Altman trying to get their teams cooking in Valley play. It's not Halloween, it's early January, but both of these coaches would like their teams playing like it's Halloween, scaring the other. And reminder, stay around at halftime for a Cardinal Glennon halftime report. Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, where our love for kids just keeps on growing. What we're seeing here in the first part of this game is a byproduct of both of these coaches trying to crank it up these two teams. Dane Altman's team has lost 4 of the last 7 after a 7-0 start. And Southern Illinois was sleepy at Lafayette the other night.
That 7-0 start was against some good teams as well. Big quality wins for Creighton against Missouri, Ohio State,
Xavier.
And all of a sudden, something got turned off. The zone now by Creighton.
Tatum with a good look against the zone. Warren has the offensive board.
And board so critical for Creighton. They just, you know, you can't replace Brody, Darren, Mike Grimes, and Joe Dabbert all leaving in one season. Got to get 5 guys on the glass for Creighton.
They were 5th-year guys. Good ball reversal, and there's a 3 knocked down by Tony Young, his 8th 3-point make of the year.
And that's the difference for Southern Illinois between how they have been playing and how they're playing here this afternoon. Great ball reversal against the zone, not taking the quick early shot, swinging it around. Good things are going to happen for you offensively if you can move it from side to side.
Funk sets up Milner in the corner, but Southern Illinois with the board, leading 9-4. Hairston finding Warren in the void. Josh Warren has played better of late. He got 14 against Wyoming.
Yeah, that's the shot that he can hit. He's been so inconsistent for Southern Illinois this year. Sometimes he's there in the box score, sometimes he's not. A nice penetration by Stetson Hairston, and the extra pass again by Southern Illinois.
Funk with a good look. Nate Funk with 4 of the 6 Creighton points.
He's so quick. What a score. He just turns, finds a spot on the floor, got a nice release, and Stetson Hairston playing off him too much. 2-3 again by Creighton.
Dane Altman is trying to get his team to play with the same intensity when they're in zone as they do with man. They're a real good team. 2 years ago, 29-5 was excellent, whether they were man or zone. Deep one from Hairston. Owen, last year's 6th man in the Valley of the year, can't get the follow. Milner with the pull-up, his first bucket.
Well, Milner needs a few more of those. He has struggled over the last few games, has not been hitting shots from the floor. Got himself in a rut. He needs to be able to get a few shots because they desperately need somebody to complement Nate Funk's scoring ability on the floor.
11-8, Southern Illinois. Good pass inside. Owen finding the high post area, but can't get the easy shot to fall.
Well, Creighton let off the hook twice now. Last 2 possessions, wide open shots for LaMar Owen in the heart of that defense. Creighton better tighten down on the 2-3 a little bit. Southern Illinois is not going to miss those shots.
McKinney ill-advised on the drive, and it's wide open for Tatum.
A rare mistake by Tyler McKinney. You usually don't see him put himself in a position that he's going to get the turnover.
Nearly 3-1 assist to turnover coming into the game. 82 assists and now 31 turnovers on the year. For McKinney, who's been one of the more courageous Division I players the last couple of years. Fighting through his eye problems. We'll talk about that. And Jeffrey Day. Now, this is a guy that they thought was going to make more of an impact than he has up to this point. And frankly, Pipe, in the Valley schedule, Jeffrey Day has got to step up for this team.
Well, he's a guy, he's got good size, 6'9". He can help him inside, but a great stroke from the outside as well. Really can shoot the ball.
And Owen gets a basket. He's just too close on the other 2. Went out a little further and drilled it. 15-10 Salukis. We played 6 minutes. Played 8 minutes, I'm sorry. 8 minutes gone. Day against the double team. And Southern Illinois gets the steal, and now an unforced. They're going to say it's off the foot of Creighton. Blue Jays will argue, but not much. So a little more offense in the last spurt of the game. Southern Illinois has a 5-point lead in Omaha. Southern Illinois leading Creighton 15-10 here in the first half. Today's Prairie Farms Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete is Creighton's Gabe Lapito, a senior from Village, Montana on the Creighton baseball team. He started a triple play, stole 3 bases in a game. a two-time first-team All-Valley Scholar athlete. He's a 3.71 student in accounting. Academics are important to the Valley. Let's salute Gabe Lapito, today's Prairie Farms Missouri Valley Conference Scholar athlete. The last 3.5 years, Pipe, Southern Illinois is the 9th winningest program in Division I with 88 wins. They have had a fabulous road record. That's why this game is so important. They need to reestablish their dominance on the road.
Yeah, you know, that's the difference for them in the last few seasons, is they have been the team that's been able to go and get road wins. It really wasn't any different for them between home games and road games, and that's what is so important if you're going to win conference titles. Teams don't win conference titles by losing road games. They go in and get the road wins, and Southern Illinois has been able to do that. They have struggled this season, and I think they've got to reestablish themselves. The seniors got to step up and start making plays for them.
Well, they're making shots now. Hairston was out for a little while, coming back in. There's a look at Jamaal Tatum, the sophomore from Jefferson City. Matt Shaw just hit a shot, one of a group of freshmen that Chris Lowery really likes in his program. Biggest lead of the game for Southern Illinois at 7. Miller left open and buries it.
Well, Stetson Hairston just trying to do too much defensively. Trying to go for a little steal there, ends up twisting his ankle a little bit, falling on the floor. They've got to stay down and play solid defense. Against Creighton, other than Nate Funk, you just stay between them and the basket, and they're not going to hurt you.
Randall Falker, and he turns it over inside. Another good freshman, kid from St. Louis, who's a redshirt freshman. But keep an eye on Randall Falker.
Well, I did a game up at Carbondale last year, and watching their shoot around, there's a couple of young kids that were out practicing, weren't playing, and one of them was Randall Falker. And I'll tell you what, he was something else to watch last season. He's going to be a heck of a player here in the league.
Watts from the corner. Dane Watts, another talented freshman, hits a three-pointer out of Warrensburg, Missouri, his 12th three-point make of the year.
Well, earlier when I was talking about Jeffrey Day, I talked about how he could stroke the ball. Actually, I was talking about Dane Watts. Dane Watts at 6'8" can step outside and shoot the ball.
He's provided some toughness for this Creighton team as well. He's hit some big shots for them. He had 18 at Xavier. Watts trying to give Creighton the lead. Not this time. Falker in trouble. And now both benches upset.
Yeah, just your typical Creighton Southern Illinois game. Should be a battle when these two teams match up.
Mathis with the steal. Watts. Game tied. And Creighton on a run.
A tough place to catch that pass, and Shaw gets out of it. Southern Illinois, remember, Darren Brooks sitting on the bench with 2 fouls.
And this big crowd on its feet. Mike Dale. The Saluki stay active and retain possession. Creighton on a 7-0 run over the last couple minutes. Young nowhere to go. Timeout, Creighton. Watts got possession in the scrum.
Well, we talked, Mitch, about some energy for Creighton, and Dane Watts is stepping up and doing it. A nice ball reversal by Creighton, and Watts spotting up on the outside with the 3 at 6'8". He can step out and shoot it. And the steal by Creighton. And they are really getting some things off of their transition. Dane Watts, the nice finish. Creighton finally getting a little bit of a look like they're attacking rather being the team that's getting attacked. And Dane Watts going down on the floor again. And that's what they've got to have. They've got to have other guys stepping up. They've got to win with hustle. And Dane Watts doing a nice job of it as a freshman.
If you're looking for this season's hottest styles, Aeropostale provides the hottest athletically inspired clothes for guys and girls. For store locations, go to the website aeropostale.com. Spell it out, AEROPOSTALE.com. Proud to sponsor the Valley. Tied up at 17, a 7-0 Creighton run with 8:42 left in the half. When you feed the monster like these two teams have to do, these two coaches face the pressure of taking winning programs and try to keep them winning. There has to be a regeneration of young talent in the programs, and Watts provides that for Creighton. We'll talk about the young freshman for SIU as well, Tolliver. tried to throw it down.
Well, but you know, you want to regenerate players, but the one thing you do not want to regenerate is attitude. You want to maintain the same attitude that you've had, same type of program culture, and continue to win. It's so important you don't drop off in those categories.
Hairston, he'll get free throws and one. He got Milner in the air and hits the bucket. Hairston has been hot of late. In his last 3 coming into this game, he's been 13 of 22 from the field.
Well, Creighton cannot give up easy opportunities, and a nice pass beating the pressure, and Tolliver just bangs that off of the back, and that is things that Creighton cannot do against a team like Southern Illinois. You cannot give up opportunities again. How about Stetson Hairston? And always the quiet one of the two between Darren Brooks and Stetson Hairston. Nice strength, being able to get him up in the air and finish.
Yeah, Stets had to kind of step away and see Darren get a lot of the accolades, and well deserved. But Hairston's been giving this team a lift. He had 18 against Lafayette the other night. University of Louisiana Lafayette, I should say, not to be confused with the Leopards of Lafayette. Then a 3 by Funk. He's got 7.
I love the way Nate Funk comes off the screen. He knows that the play's set up for him. He knows that he's looking for a shot. So many times you see a guy come off and have to reset themselves. Not Nate Funk. He's ready as soon as the ball hits his hands to score.
Nate Funk with a 3 to answer Hairston's 3-point play, tied at 20. What you expect when these two teams meet. Let's take a look at the Valley standings, brought to you by Edward Jones. More than 130 years of experience helping individuals build financial security. Edward Jones. Wichita State off and running. Mark Turgeon's team. 2 of those 3 wins, Piper, on the road. They had a huge win at SMS last night.
Big win.
Just getting started, though. They play 18 league games in this conference.
Just a few, but I'll tell you what, any road win you can get is huge for it.
As I mentioned at the outset, the next 70 days are going to be very interesting. This team at one time was the 5th rated, RPI had the 5th best rating of all conferences in America. They were ahead of the Big 12 and the Big East. Now that they're 7th in the country in the RPI index, and a couple of shots now knocked down by Matt Shaw.
Yeah, another one of the freshmen. A lot of freshmen stepping up and making plays in this game. He's got the ability to face up there, mid-range jumper.
Inside out, Hibma. And yet another freshman shows up.
Well, Southern Illinois doubling on that high pick there is now starting to really hurt them, because they're doing it softly and not trapping Creighton, not containing them within that. And Creighton's able to beat it down, and now they've got a numbers advantage and good ball reversal, giving Creighton open looks.
Only the 4th 3-point make for Hibma, who is from Pella, Iowa, the same hometown that provided Kyle Korver. One of the greatest ever to play in this league, and now with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, Darren Brooks back in the game now.
Tatum uses the ball screen but can't hit the shot. Hibma. Day missing on the follow. 2 missed dunks for Creighton in this half. Brooks fouled by McKinney.
Boy, that was a close one, and I'm surprised Tyler McKinney did not try and take the charge on Darren Brooks there. Darren Brooks got 2 fouls. The ideal place to pick up a 3rd is on the offensive charge. Another missed dunk now by Creighton, the follow by Day, and it's off to the races for Southern Illinois. Watch Tyler McKinney right there. I think he's going to set up, try and take the charge on Darren Brooks. Darren Brooks doing a nice job of avoiding that, thinking ahead a little bit.
Common foul, no shots. Creighton up 1 at 6:15 of the half.
Creighton doing a nice job sticking on the boards with Southern Illinois. Not a lot of offensive rebounds. Neither team missing a lot of shots.
Nice pull up by Tatum. He's got 4. He'd been struggling shooting the ball, particularly from the arc. Just 4 of his last 24 coming into the game. Little chase here by Southern Illinois to make it hard on McKinney. Falker with the block from behind on Day.
You know, again, Southern Illinois trying to trap high. Creighton setting the pick for him, and Tyler McKinney just gets right through, and once he does, he has it open. See, here comes the double team right here. They're going to double on Tyler McKinney, but then he's looking inside if he's able to beat it. And he gets right through. A little too much going for the steal for Jamaal Tatum. Tyler McKinney breaks it right down.
Funk with 20/20 vision to find Moats underneath on a back cut.
Boy, great look, pinpoint, right on the money.
1-point lead for Creighton. This will be off Brooks and out of bounds.
Take a look at Nate Funk right here. Right there. He throws, I mean, that room has no room for error whatsoever. And he hits him right on the spot. Randall Falker was coming over, and Nate Funk just hits him with a perfect pass, perfect timing. Couldn't throw it early, couldn't throw it late, threw it at the right spot. And hit him in the offhand, too, as well. Allowed him to get through, go right to the glass.
Yeah, that's the thing when watching Tyler McKinney on tape. This is an offensive foul on McKinney. That's his second. McKinney pulls his goggles off. He has to wear those after having cornea transplants in the offseason. He passes the ball so well. You've talked so often. Where do you put the ball on the pass? To the right hand, to the right spot on the floor, to the right position for the cutter. McKinney does that repeatedly.
Well, does such a great job. I mean, how about the guts of this kid? I mean, what he went through last year was just unbelievable. You know, I remember the game at Bradley when he was out there, had one eye closed, Mitch. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He could hardly see, and he was trying to play, and had to quit after that and sit out, and then went through everything. I mean, at one point, he's looking at losing an eye, and here he is playing basketball. I mean, that really puts things in perspective for you.
I'm not sure anyone can appreciate the amount of pain that he went through.
You know, one of the things, I mean, it's a terrible gift to have, but he does have the gift now of being able to see what it's like without basketball. You know, a lot of times you graduate and you look back and you think of all the things that you could have done differently. Tyler McKinney has had that look.
Not only, as you mentioned, having his career jeopardized, but his eyesight as well. And in fact, at one point he told his parents, listen, I'm ready just to have my eye removed.
Yeah, how about that? You know you're in pain then. Well, he's a gutsy player, and he makes big plays for him. I mean, he'll step up. You won't score any points the whole game, and then he'll throw the game winner on you like he did against Xavier and Ohio State already this season.
Cranking a three over the top of the zone is Young. He now has 6 pipe on 2 3 balls. And Funk misses on an answer.
Well, LaMar Owen, he is just so strong in there. He really is a different kind of player in this league. I mean, he goes after it and gets it.
Young with some instant points. And the Salukis with 5 quick ones from Young to go up 5. Up 4 rather, 29-25. 4 minutes left in the half.
Tough shot. Tough shot by Milner over the top. He has that ability, though, to elevate and get up for the shot. And Creighton, you know, the difference is they're making shots. I mean, they've had some good looks, but they've also had some tough looks. And, hey, it's an easy game. If you make some shots, all of a sudden you're the best team. But it's also good ball movement by Creighton.
12 of 21 from the field against a good Southern Illinois defensive team, the top in the valley.
Well, both teams pride themselves on defense, but both teams right now doing great. How about those numbers you just saw? 57 and 64. Unbelievable shooting percentages by both sides. Both coaches going to be talking at halftime about the defensive end.
Saluki's up 4 and a carry now. Mathis carried it. It goes back to Southern Illinois. 3:11 remaining in the first 20. A 4-point lead for Chris Lowery's Salukis. Chris Lowery's team's had a good first half, leading in Omaha by 4 over the Creighton Blue Jays with 3:11 left in the half. Well, the Valley takes its cameras around the conference. These properties serve as our league's home away from home. Visit the websites and call these properties when following your favorite Valley team on the road. Dana Altman's team turning it over a little too much. 10 turnovers by the Blue Jays in the first half.
10 turnovers are making up, though, shooting the ball pretty well. Just need a few more opportunities. Both sides having good success when they've had looks.
Southern now turns it over. Good pressure by Watts, Hidma, and McKinney in the Creighton press.
It's those little extra opportunities that Creighton can pick up throughout a game.
How many different looks do they give you?
Oh, they throw about 20 different looks, I think, at you defensively, because, I mean, they'll do different things out of the same defense. Run and jump, trap, back off sometimes.
McKinney nearly turns it over. This will be a held ball. And it goes to Southern Illinois. So it will go as a turnover on McKinney. That's his second and a half. That's why veteran guards are so key when you play Creighton. I mean, Hairston and Brooks and Tatum not as much, but Hairston has seen all of this stuff from the Blue Jays repeatedly.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a couple guards out there because one can help out the other. Darren Brooks not getting a lot of time here after the first few minutes because of that foul problems. But he struggled too. The last game against Louisiana Lafayette, only 4 points. And in fact, here's how much he struggled. He didn't play the last 3 minutes of the game, and he was not in foul trouble. And that tells you a little bit about where Darren Brooks' head was in that game. And they've got to have him to be successful. He's got to get back on track. Missouri Valley Player of the Year last year and the Defensive Player of the Year. You've got to have him on the floor, and you've got to have his head straight.
He had only, as you mentioned, 4 points. That was Brooks' lowest point total in 57 games. Mathis back in for Creighton. 31-27, Southern Illinois at 2.5 left in the first 20. This is going to be off Hairston. Pierce Hibma giving good minutes to the Blue Jays.
I was just thinking the same thing, Mitch. The freshmen for Dana Altman have really stepped up and made some plays. Hibma, Watts, Day has been in there a little bit as well.
Hibma played with Clayton Korver, Kyle's brother, who now plays at Drake. On some outstanding Pella teams. That's going to be a walk. It's a good call by Paul Jansen as Mathis taking steps.
Well, it's hard to beat a defense like Southern Illinois without passing the ball once or twice. Now, Johnny Mathis, he's a guy that can penetrate, but the defense a little easier to get through if you've moved him a couple times.
Now a turnover by Southern Illinois. Again, that tough spot. They go right to the death stop in the trap. Mathis has it crawl in.
And the difference that time is they get the ball on the wing, then they bring it back to the top. That defense has moved a little bit, and now he can find the seam in the defense.
Southern Illinois is going to some tough spots to get trapped.
I was going to say, that is about as tough a spot as possible. And Stetson Hairston with his back to his basket when he caught that ball.
Young just drills one and leaves it short.
A tough shot there. He had LaMar open, wide open underneath the basket. A little lob pass. Had his man sealed. Big guy's not getting many touches for Southern Illinois.
Creighton resetting with 17 to shoot. Mathis will get free throws. Not a whole lot of free throws shot in this game. Only one attempt by Southern Illinois. And Creighton is going to go to the line for the first time in the game. One free throw attempt combined for these two teams in the first 20 minutes of play. Mathis will get 2 shots. Mathis 73% at the line for Dana Altman's team. Mathis was big in the Guardians Classic Championship in Kansas City, particularly in the semifinals against Missouri at 18 against the Tigers in a 24-point Creighton win. Mathis 1 of 2 at the line and Creighton within 1. Not very many games you see in the Valley where you get 3 free throws in the first half shot.
Yeah, rare. And it's been a pretty physical game as well, Mitch.
Owen waving it off, 13 to shoot. Creighton will still get 1 more possession. Young. It's a tie-up. It's going to Creighton on the arrow. Young got a little deep and got tied up, and Creighton will have, well, Southern Illinois get it back. There's still a 7-second differential. Unless Creighton tries to shoot a quick shot here and possibly get, they have to really hurry to get a 2-for-1. McKinney with 2 fouls comes back in, though, with Creighton with possession. (31-30) Southern Illinois. Salukis had a 7-point lead at 17-10.
Yeah, big possession here, Mitch. If Creighton can get back on top, you know, they've been looking at the bottom side of Southern Illinois the whole time, and get themselves back in big for their confidence.
They've trailed so much this season. Nice up and under, a little scoop by Milner. He's got 8 points and leads Creighton in scoring in the first half. And an offensive foul. LaMar Owen runs over Johnny Mathis. So Creighton gets the chance here. They get back-to-back buckets to end the half, Pipe. With 7.1 seconds remaining in the first half and a 1-point Creighton lead. McKinney. Nope. But the Creighton Blue Jays lead 32-31 at halftime. As the Blue Jays, a little flurry to take the lead at halftime. Let's check in with our Mercy Health Plans for the second half with Chris Piper and Dana Altman.
Well, Coach, we talked about your team needing energy and confidence. You obviously had that in the first half. What were your thoughts on the first half?
Well, our energy wasn't bad. We had a lot of weak turnovers, but we fought our way back into it, got into it. We just got to be strong with the ball.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Mercy Health Plans, providing innovative health coverage that empowers members to take responsibility for their health. Visit mercyhealthplans.com. Now, Creighton has trailed a bunch this year. In fact, they're 5-0 when they lead at halftime, but they've only led at halftime twice in the last 10 games prior to this one. Stay tuned for the Cardinal Glennon Children's Halftime Report. Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, where our love for kids just keeps on growing. Creighton by 1 at half. Today's O'Reilly Auto Parts Millennium Moment features Southern Illinois' great run in the 2002 NCAA Tournament. Led by Roland Roberts, Kent Williams, and Jermaine Dearman, the Salukis under Bruce Weber shared for the Valley Conference title and received an at-large bid to the NCAA Tournament. In the first round, the Salukis wiped out Bob Knight and Texas Tech and then beat Jim Herrick and George in the second round before losing to UConn in the East Regional Semis. Today's O'Reilly Auto Parts Millennium Moment. Dane Watts big with this three early when Creighton needed it. And the Blue Jays have a 1-point lead at halftime. All three of Southern's losses this season, they have trailed at half. Creighton up by a digit here at halftime. And now let's check in with our Mercy Health Plans for the second half. Chris Piper with Chris Lowery.
Thanks, Mitch. Coach, you shoot 58% in the first half. You're still down by 1. What do you have to change in the second half defensively?
We can't panic against their press. We got 12 turnovers, and I think that's the biggest difference in the game. You know, if we don't turn the ball over 2 or 3 straight times in a row, then that 58% really carries out. But you know, the turnovers we have to limit, and we got to get them stopped after a turnover. We can't just run back with our head down. We got to sprint back.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Mercy Health Plans, providing innovative health coverage that empowers members to take responsibility for their health. Visit mercyhealthplans.com. Let's take a look at the first half numbers brought to you by Ameren, a legion of men and women making sure the night lights of the neighborhood flicker to life when called upon. Visit Ameren.com to learn more. Both of these teams shooting at 58%, and that's unaccustomed because they're both good defensively. But the turnovers also have been a problem. 12 turnovers apiece, while Southern's been able to pick up 14 points off the 12 Creighton turnovers. Not many rebounds. In fact, only 3 free throws shot in the first half combined for the two teams. 32-31 Creighton with the lead at halftime. Next week we crank it up again. Couple games on the Valley package. Saturday, the Purple Aces of Evansville, one of the surprise teams in the league. They beat Creighton at Evansville and also popped Northern Iowa the other night at Roberts Stadium. They will play at Bradley against Jim Less's Braves. And then on Sunday, we'll check in with the women of the Valley as the Lady Bears of Southwest Missouri State will go to a place they lost last year on Senior Day. They lost to the Sycamores of Indiana State. That'll be a 1 o'clock Central tip. It's on Sunday from the Holman Center in Terre Haute. Dana Altman, his team up 1 at half.
Did we talk about free throws there for a second, Mitch?
Yeah, 3.
3 free throw attempts in the first half. Combined.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Don't know.
I guess that's like you don't throw the ball inside, you don't get fouled. Is that, yeah. Okay.
Some of that.
Just wanted to make sure I was clear on that.
And Chris Lowery is interesting. He wasn't so concerned about the defense as he was about the turnovers. Southern Illinois will have the ball first in the second 20. Southern 1-3 on the road. They won at SEMO, a non-conference rival. They lost at Hawaii to a good Hawaii team, Riley Wallace's team on the islands, by 2. Then lost at Arkansas Little Rock on the back end of that Hawaii trip, and then lost just the other night at Louisiana Lafayette. Tatum on the inside dribble. Hairston and Brooks, 2 of the better rebounding guards you'll find in the country, and Hairston with the offensive board and drawing the foul on Creighton. Timeout called by Southern Illinois. They couldn't get it in on their inbounds play. It's a full timeout here called by Chris Lowery to avoid a 5-second violation. Creighton up by 1, still early second half. Play.com proud to sponsor the Valley. Warren misses, and Funk hustles to give it to Creighton.
Great hustle. It took 2 guys to box out LaMar Owen there on the opposite side. He was battling. Nate Funk came in as the 3rd guy to help out.
Mathis set up by Funk. Count it for 3.
Nice job by Nate Funk breaking down the offense, getting them to collapse, and Mathis spotting up on the outside. See how Creighton is able to do here in the second half offensively.
And if this is on Brooks, it's going to be his 3rd foul, trying to get an offensive rebound.
Now Creighton doing a great job on the glass. 5 guys on it, 2 of them holding LaMar Owen off, and then Nate Funk with a great hustle coming over and getting a loose ball. And the extra pass. Look at that. 3 guys collapsing on Nate Funk and giving it up.
Knowing where his teammates were.
Yeah, and you know, you get guys that have the ability to break down the defense, get inside, but then all they're doing is looking to score, and they've got 3 guys on them.
Creighton with 15 to shoot. Tolliver. LaMar Owen's going to pick it up as he was pushing Tolliver from behind. All of a sudden, Southern Illinois with some foul problems. Owen has 3 and Brooks has 3.
A nice post up inside by Tolliver. Watch inside the lane here. McKinney's going to come in, draw the defense. They're swinging the ball, moving it around from side to side. But look at the lane, just wide open in there. And Tolliver has Owen behind him. Stuck on his back. And Darren Brooks again finding that familiar spot, unfortunately for him in Southern Illinois, on the bench with 3 fouls.
6 points in the game. He's averaging 15. Nice dish underneath. Tolliver will get free throws, but no bucket. But there was Tyler McKinney at his best.
Well, I tell you what, Creighton is really doing a nice job now, opening up the lane and using Tolliver to seal his man on the weak side. They swing the ball reversal, and now he's got him beat. And they're getting no help inside in the paint. Watch Tolliver again. Look at the ball reversal swing right there. Stop. Look at this defense right now by Southern Illinois. This whole lane right here is open, and Tolliver does a nice job of sealing off Josh Warren, and there's the pass inside. Good isolation inside in the post by Creighton. Southern Illinois doing a bad job of getting off defensively to weak side.
Tolliver with the free throw. Big in the Guardians Classic Championship game. That overtime win over Ohio State in Kansas City. Tolliver had a double-double, 13 points and 10 boards against the Buckeyes.
And they've got to have somebody step up inside in the paint. I don't care how good your guards are. You've got to have some kind of presence somewhere in the paint. Something to alleviate a little bit of that pressure on the perimeter.
Tatum sets up Shaw. Tatum came so hard off the double down low. He actually got a single, but he came up there strong and it set that up for Shaw.
Well, on the other end now, watch Southern Illinois, how they set up their men. Matt Shaw does a nice job of getting set open in this little dead area right in there, and it isolates him and puts Creighton in a position they're not able to help out defensively. Watts coming over, he's stuck trying to guard Show a little bit on Jamaal Tatum, and when he does, Matt Shaw slips into that space right down there by the baseline. And a nice look by Jamaal Tatum. You know, that's the thing I think that Jamaal Tatum can help this Southern Illinois team out, Mitch, of getting more involved with helping other guys. He's only averaging 2 assists a game, and they've got to have a guy that can distribute and make plays for other guys on this team.
Shaw hits one and misses one against the Blue Jay Linguini he had to look into on the shot, but Hairston gets an offensive board, his second of the half. 4-point lead for Creighton. 17.5 left to go here at the Quest Center, Omaha.
Tough shot.
And he's fouling, trying to get it back. Early foul problems now in this half for Southern Illinois. Little chilly.
Their offense not getting a lot of good looks. That last look by Matt Shaw, the previous possession, was about as good as what Southern Illinois has gotten, and they've kind of forgotten what they were doing in the first half. Good ball reversal, the extra pass. Jamaal Tatum trying to do too much that last time.
You know, last year's Southern Illinois team 17-1 in the Valley. They lost to Northern Iowa in the final regular season game, but they went through some offensive spells like this where they just couldn't score. But then their defense was so good, their defense would get something flowing.
Yeah, they could rely on their defense to create some offensive opportunities for them. You know, watching Southern Illinois last year, I didn't think they were a great offensive team by any means, but they didn't have to be because they could defend you and just lock you down.
In fact, in this game, they beat Dana Altman's team in Omaha 61-60. With their great defense. Last year, Chris Lowery was with Bruce Weber in that Illinois program, which now is at the top of the heap, ranked #1 in the country.
And again, Southern Illinois picking up the ball right after they cross over the half-court line. They've gotten away with it a couple times. They have to do that late in the game. It could cost them.
Hairston curling against Funk, his third offensive board, and a bucket, and he'll get free throw. Hairston, how about him? 3 offensive boards in the first just couple minutes of this half.
And this is a tough shot for Stetson Hairston because he's coming off over the top, and he's a left hand, and he's turning right, but his defense is still on his left hand, and he feels Nate Funk there. But the great follow by Stetson Hairston going in, and he does a great job of using his body when he gets inside. I don't know if there's 2 guards on the team like Stetson Hairston and Darren Brooks are as good at getting in the lane, drawing contact, and finishing.
Hairston with the 3-point play. Nate Funk was fouling. Hairston has 8, and Mike Dale comes back into the game for Southern Illinois. Stetson Hairston, as Tatum will set on. Hairston, another one of the great players in SIU history to go over 1,000 points. He did it in the game against Louisiana Lafayette.
And now Southern Illinois has got Mike Dale at 6'5" in guarding. Where is he guarding? Johnny Mathis. I couldn't see him out there for a second, and he's at 6 foot. So that's some size matchup problems for Southern Illinois.
Well, no one was guarding Jeffrey Day.
Yeah, that's
an
a problem.
easy high post jumper. Hairston, and he has a disadvantage size-wise and dribbles it off his shin. Turnover on the Salukis. 38-35 Creighton. 15:49 left to go in this one in Omaha.
Wichita State big win on the road against SMS, and Drake getting the win at home against Bradley. Got to hold that home court if you can. And today, Evansville in the lead over Illinois State by 4. And Northern Iowa trying to regroup against Indiana State with the lead.
Lost at Evansville a couple nights ago. Drake is like the little kid you invite in the pickup game. Like, who invited this guy? And they just, you know, they keep on being a factor. They are going to be a factor, Drake.
They make you play a different way too, and it's tough to play against Drake because they just play a different style of basketball that not many people do, and when you go up against them, you got to adjust.
And almost beat the Southern Illinois team at Carbondale.
Yep.
That's a walk. Young taking a step. McKinney had the ball pressure. We got a little foul problem here for the two teams. Not so much with Creighton, but look at those Southern Illinois tallies.
Well, right here, these guys kill you, Darren Brooks and LaMar Owen. But, you know, the main story right now has got to be Darren Brooks. He has picked up 2 quick early fouls, sat out most of the first half, the rest of the first half. Here in the second half, he picked up the 3rd quick early foul, and he has scored 4 points right off the bat, and then really hadn't been involved in the game. And it's tough for Southern Illinois' rotation, but LaMar Owen sitting next to him as well. Now all of a sudden you got your 2 best rebounders sitting on the bench for Southern Illinois.
And 2 guys that can explode. Owen had 21 points, 10 boards against Vanderbilt when Southern Illinois won the Las Vegas Classic. And most of the Valley fans watching know what Brooks can do. Talk about Creighton's good non-conference wins. Southern Illinois has had some as well, winning over Vanderbilt and UTEP on a neutral Las Vegas floor. Young has been tough in this game in the first half. Creighton a little better defensively here in the second half.
Well, I'm not sure which is coming first, but Southern Illinois is getting forced into making plays one-on-one. I'm not sure if that's defense on Creighton's side or offense on Southern Illinois' side.
Dale missing on the lob. Can't get the tip dunk, and Creighton has a chance to go up 5 or 6. Hand check on Warren. That's his 3rd.
Well, and you can see that Southern Illinois is not concerned at all about Day inside. When that ball goes in the post, nobody dived. Everybody just kind of hung around outside and let Josh Warren play him straight up in the post.
Creighton's had a chance here to extend this lead and can't quite get it done. And Southern's had a couple shaky possessions here. Creighton usually very good on inbounds plays, but this time they turn it over. It's not going in right now for Southern Illinois. That was a pretty good look for Young in transition. Watts and Shaw banging away. 2 freshmen in there, and it's going to be on Shaw. $16 fouls on Southern Illinois. We still have 13:44 to go in the second half.
Well, Southern Illinois is hanging around Creighton, and that's what's letting Chris Lowery keep Darren Brooks and LaMar Owen on the bench. But at some point, with the funk that Darren Brooks has been in, you got to think you got to get him in the game and let him go and see if you can get him ignited again.
Dana Altman chewing on his team a little bit. They had to call timeout to avoid a turnover on an inbounds play. 3-point lead for the Blue Jays. The Salukis of Southern Illinois last year 11-2 on the road. Chris Lowery also had some big road wins for the Fighting Illini of the U of I last year as well, but this year just 1-3 on the road. That's why this game important for them. Watts in the corner trying to get out of there. Shaw all over him, and he reaches in. It's 1-1 now. Creighton's going to shoot the bonus the rest of the way.
Well, we talked early in the beginning of the second half about no foul shots in the first half. I think they're on their way to making up for it here in the second half. Get yourself some popcorn. It's going to be a while.
Watts, an 81% shooter. Freshman from Warrensburg, Missouri. 11 in a home victory over Bradley. This is the front end of a 1-1, and Funk gets a follow. Nate Funk at 6'3" gets an offensive board and stick back.
You know, the funny thing is Nate Funk goes up and Southern Illinois kind of spread out. They just kind of let him go, and rather than attacking him and trying to block that shot in the glass, something you don't normally see from Southern Illinois inside.
And a turnover. And now Creighton has a chance to get a little distance here. And there's a holding foul inside. That's on Falker. And Tolliver's going to get 1-1.
Now, first half was pretty. How about that? 58% by both sides. Now, this number right here is not going to get you too many. 11%. And I'll tell you what, Mitch, you watch the first half and the second half. The difference is how Southern Illinois is passing the ball. They are doing one-on-one here in the second half. First half, they were making the second, third extra pass and getting open looks. Offense is pretty easy. You make an extra pass, you get a better shot, your percentage goes up.
It is a rhythmic game. Tolliver now, the second one-and-one miss for Creighton on consecutive tosses. This time Funk not able to get an offensive board. 5-point lead for Creighton, 7 minutes deep in the second 20.
Brooks back in the game for Southern Illinois. No touches that possession, though. And the outside jumper.
Watts with the rebound. Southern Illinois now has to defend without fouling. Funk, great ball fake. Tatum on Funk and gets it to go in. Jamaal Tatum his first second half points.
Nice control by Tatum. He gets the body contact, clears Funk away, finishes his shot.
And Southern Illinois, even though shooting 11% before that one, still within 3. Kinney's been working at baseline a lot. What? He's got 7.
Watts, he carried a load on that last shot. I don't know how
that from his wrist, didn't he?
He had 2 guys draped on him.
At the bottom pad of his hand when he shoved it up there. 5-point lead for Creighton. Brooks, they go to the veteran. Had a foot on the line, but Darren Brooks has 8. That's his first 2 in this half.
And Randall Falker up there just kind of standing there, and Darren Brooks used him. Went back and forth, rubbed his man off him, got the little jumper.
Tolliver getting isolated against Falker. It'll be a foul on Randall Falker. Watch this one. Dane Watts using his body to get the score. Creighton has a 3-point lead at 11:08 left to go. Creighton up 3, a long way to go. 11:08 left to go in the second half.
Well, they'll show you how a veteran uses his man to get open. Darren Brooks now. Here's this pick happening right now. He pops out. Now watch how he uses this again. He's going to work his man back and forth off that pick by Randall Faulkner up top. Nate Funk slides under one time. He goes back. He turns his head for just a split second. Darren Brooks sees it, reverses back to the left, and now he's got the wide open jumper.
The old screen rescreen.
8 points this afternoon, and that's in about 12 minutes worth of time.
But he can go nuts. He had 23 at Hawaii and 27 against Murray State at home. Tolliver will earn the coupon this time. He missed his last 2 free throws and gets the back end of a bonus with this toss. Tolliver out of Springfield, Missouri. Played at Kickapoo High School. Oh, great effort underneath by Hibma. That's going to be a foul on Creighton.
Hibma going for the offensive rebound here. Mitch loses his feet. Watch after this shot goes up. He's going to come from the weak side there. Loses his feet and lands, and we heard it over here. Landed on the softest part, thankfully.
Yeah, was that a tailbone I heard cracking though? Not so fun. Southern Illinois just hanging around here, and Hairston with a layup underneath. Hairston has lifted his team here in the second half when they needed him the most.
And a good pass by Darren Brooks. The thing I like about Darren Brooks, he doesn't force anything. He takes a look inside, sees if he has it, doesn't have it, kick it over to somebody else.
Hairston 6 rebounds, a season high. At least half of those have been on the offensive end.
Chris Lowery putting Brooks on Hibma so he doesn't pick up a foul defensively. But again, Stetson Hairston loses sight of Nate Funk. Actually lost sight of the ball, had sight of Funk, and that's what caused the wide open look there. Nice pass through the interior of the defense to Funk for the layup.
And good movement without the ball by Funk to create that situation. 45-41 Creighton midway through the second half.
So Illinois struggling right now, Mitch, to run their offense. A lot of guys kind of looking around to figure out where they're supposed to be.
Brooks, high over day.
Well, you said he's one of the best when game's on, and game is on, and Darren Brooks is tired of sitting over there. He's coming through.
Creighton on reversal. Falker's fouling again. He's had a hard time defensively in the second half. And a reminder, this date in history brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel St. Louis. January 9, 1960, behind 19 points from All-American and Valley Hall of Famer Chet the Jet Walker. Fourth-ranked Bradley edged Wichita State 71-70 at the Roundhouse. That loss would be one of 5 the Shockers sustained against top 20 foes that season. The Renaissance Grand Hotel St. Louis, the official St. Louis hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference. Day with 1 free throw down has 5, averages 6 for the season. Started his career at Washington in the Pac-10 for the Huskies. Kidma touched it last. 3 fouls on Falker now.
You know, the problem for him, Mitch, is every time he's gotten a foul, it's because he's been playing defense late. He's always waits for the offense to make the move first, then he tries to regroup defensively, and it's too late.
3-point lead for Creighton at 9:19 remaining in the game, and LaMar Owen sneaks inside.
Well, tough matchup for Jimmy Moats there. Randall. LaMar Owen's got so much more speed, and he just goes right by Jimmy Moats, and Dana Altman not happy about it. I think Moats is going to get a seat.
I think they're going to. It's going to be on Funk, I think, offensively. They're going to call him on the lean in on Owen, and that is second charge, 3rd foul on Funk. But that's 2 that Funk has picked up on the offensive end with possession of the ball. That's huge here as Funk stays in the game. The Jays nursing a 1-point lead.
Well, they can't have him come out. 11 points so far. He's there. Really the guy that's going to be able to go get his own shot. He's got to be able to stay. He's going to have to be smart on the offensive end because that's where he's picking up his fouls.
A bucket gives SIU the lead. Tatum scrambling underneath on a miss, rather. Owen gets it, and a foul on Creighton. And that sequence tells you about this year's Creighton team. Even when Altman's first teams at Creighton didn't have all the talent, they would scrap and fight, not get out rebounded. This year's team has been out rebounded in almost every game.
Well, he just does. Creighton has nobody that can match up with LaMar Owen. He's not only is he athletic, but he's just tenacious. He wants that ball. When it goes up on the glass, he thinks it's his until somebody else goes and gets it. And they have nobody that can match up with him.
Owen with the free throw to tie the game. You saw the free throwing stats, and that's been a problem. Creighton Pipe had a chance to extend this. They had a lead 5, could have gone to 7 several times, and they got a big trigger at the foul line. 4 of 10. Tied at 46 with 8:37 left in the game. Well, here we go. They're tied up. What we expected as we go down the stretch. Ill-advised pass by McKinney, and that's his 3rd turnover, and he's fouling, trying to get it back, and he picks up his 3rd foul.
Well, Tyler McKinney not having the kind of day he's used to having. 0 assists, 3 turnovers. Look at his career numbers: 90 games, 77 starts. He just flat wins.
And has never fouled out.
Now, fouling out's not always such a bad thing. I mean, you know.
No, wait a minute.
You got to make sure you know you're involved.
Your legion of fans who still remain 15 years later.
Well, at least you know you're on the floor, right?
Yeah. Owen with free throws now, and quietly SIU takes the lead, their first lead since 1:11 remaining in the first half. Southern Illinois, though, now we were hoping to wear McKinney down a little bit and force him to turn it over. They went on a 4-game stretch. They played St. Louis, Illinois State, Wyoming, and Drake, all 4 wins. The point guard for the opposing team, Pipe, averaged 5 turnovers in those 4 games.
Well, one of the things they're doing, switching guys up on him, and every time he catches the ball, they're all in his face wanting to make him turn with the ball, move without it, and just wears you down, especially since the fact that for the most part, Creighton does not have a backup point guard to take his spot. Johnny Mathis will come in, but they love to have Tyler McKinney on the floor because of his steadiness.
Southern Illinois ramps up the half-court defense that time, much to the dismay of Dana Altman. A turnover gives it back to the Salukis, and a 5-point lead is gone for Creighton. They're down by 2. Southern Illinois leading by 2, 7:51 left in the game. Let's look at Brad Korn, player for Southern Illinois, not a graduate assistant. Sometimes sitting on the bench is a lot less dangerous than being on the floor.
He took a little bit of a pop here coming down the floor against SMS, and he was out. Take another look at this. Didn't see the pick, turned just at the last second, and that was painful. Thankfully, after he was able to get back up, he was okay. But that's one more.
That's what he decided. I'm going to go into coaching.
Yeah.
Well, if you sit too close over there to Rodney Watson and Shane Hawkins, you might get your jaw jacked too, the way those two get cranked up. Southern Illinois a chance to take a 2-possession lead here at 7:43 remaining in the game. Funk on Brooks, last year's player of the year missing. But Creighton having a hard time getting a rebound. This is going to be to Creighton. Owen touched it last.
Well, again, it takes 2 Creighton players to keep LaMar Owen off. If he could just get some help from somebody else. I mean, he's taken 2 guys out of the play.
Both teams right now with 21 rebounds. Warren makes it hard on Day to catch it inside.
Well, Jamaal Tatum all over Tyler McKinney and really forcing Tyler McKinney into positions he does not like to be in, trying to pass the ball.
Brooks on Funk, and a foul on Warren. Just trying to hedge it. It looked like it didn't look like he was trying to double, and it's going to be 4 fouls on Josh Warren and put Funk at the line.
Well, in this handoff, you've got to commit either that or stay out of the way. And that time, Josh Warren kind of goes halfway. He doesn't get out there and commit and stop the ball. And that's when you're going to put yourself in a position to foul. That high handoff has become so prevalent in college basketball that you see most teams step out with their big man, try and stop the dribble. But you got to do it hard, and you got to move your feet. And Josh Warren caught half and half, and that gets him the foul and gets him the bench.
And what will cause Chris Lowery to chew Advil is the fact that Creighton had nothing going offensively. They get 2 easy free throws from Funk, who's an 80% shooter at the line, on the 4th foul by Warren. Tied at 48. Still 6:54 to go. Owen leaves it short. Hidma with the block off.
Well, not the shot that they want that time from LaMar Owen.
Funk sets up Milner. Hidma's all over the floor. And it's on McKinney, and that's his 4th foul.
You know, that's when you run out of gas on the train tracks and your car gets totaled, because Tyler McKinney was just standing there, and watch what happens. LaMar Owen's coming. Tyler McKinney just takes it right in the chin, and he gets the foul. Boom. And he can't believe it. Gets a little run over, and he sits now with 4 fouls.
Owen misses free throws and gets the rebound.
Wow.
So one thing for Creighton, they'll defend and then not get the subsequent board.
That drives Dana Altman absolutely crazy, because that is just a play of no hustle. Nobody for Creighton pursued that ball, Mitch. And we all know how Dana Altman coaches, and that's hard-nosed, tough basketball. You work hard. Everything you get is from working hard, and that's going to drive him crazy.
A missed opponent free throw. It's a travel on Tatum. Most coaches that you and I have been around, you get an offensive rebound on a missed free throw, that will drive them right over the cliff. 6:05 remaining, tied at 48. Creighton dodges an arrow and can take the lead. .15 to shoot. Mathis not there, and Southern Illinois controlling the boards. Young. Shaw was spotted up. Said they try to go to the player of the year in the Valley. Brooks sets up Owen. Shaw had it momentarily and lost it. Johnny Mathis, or rather Milner, pulls it out of there. Mathis has a kick. It'll reset the clock and keep the ball in Creighton's hands.
What a nice job Darren Brooks did his last time down possession-wise of getting open. But watch what happens here. He's going to drive inside the lane, and watch LaMar Owen, how far out of the lane he goes, where actually all he had to do was step out one. Watch the defense go and stop right there. He's got this jumper right inside the lane, but instead he backs way out, takes himself out of his range, and misses the shot.
Creighton has had problems getting the ball inbounds. Southern Illinois has made it tough on him. Funk against Brooks. Nate Funk elevated. Nate Funk with 15 points and way more athletic than he's given credit for.
He really is, and he can just, you let him get just an inch by you shoulder-wise, and he's going to go up. Great athlete, can get up inside, good elevation, can hang and finish.
2-point lead Creighton. Crowd trying to get back in it at 4:49 left in the game.
This is where Southern Illinois won games last year. It's at the end of the game. Nice look there by Stetson Hairston. Good spot up inside by Matt Shaw.
Sean pokes it down. And Creighton has been chilly. Only one field goal the last 5:20. 50-50 tie at 4:26. McKinney's going to get free throws. Shaw trying to take a charge. McKinney with 4 fouls going in there with contact.
Close, real close. Tyler McKinney flirting with getting fouled out of his first game in his career, and Matt Shaw just moving just enough, and Tyler McKinney gets to go to the line. Couldn't sit very long, did he, Mitch?
No. 67% at the line this year. Still hasn't scored in this game.
I think that'd have to be a little bit of adjustment as well, playing with goggles. I mean, anything on your face like that, even though it's clear, it's got to affect you just a little bit.
He can score when called upon. He's hit some big shots in his career. We saw him against Wichita State here with a game winner a couple years ago. Had a game winner against Ohio State in the Guardians Classic. Also had a late shot to beat Xavier. We showed you the stat. He's the second. His winning percentage as a starter, second in the country in Division I. This Creighton team 20-4 with him, 10-9 without him over that span of games. 51-50, Creighton with a 1-point lead. Tatum fouled on the 3 and he hit it. And Funk is going to pick up the foul, and that is his 4th. It is a 3-pointer by Jamaal Tatum, and he's fouled by Funk. He'll go to the line for a 4-point play.
Well, Jamaal Tatum sets up the defense this time. He's actually looking like he's going to go off the screen and go inside. But what happens here, instead of going all the way, he pops back for the wide open 3, but not wide open enough that Nate Funk can't come over and foul him. Tough shot by Jamaal Tatum, but he gets it to go.
Correction, that's just 3 on Funk. Only 3 personal fouls. 54-51, Southern Illinois at 4 minutes remaining in the game. Mathis, Creighton needs this one.
Big three there by Johnny Mathis. Tyler McKinney sitting on the bench. Mathis filling in. He's struggled from three this season. It's a big one there. And it's going to have to come from out on the floor for Creighton. They're not getting anything in the paint.
Can Southern Illinois answer? Or can Creighton get a stop and a board? Brooks, money. Darren Brooks. That's why he was the MVP in the Valley last year. A three by Brooks. The teams have traded threes. 57-54 Southern Illinois.
9 points now in the second half by Darren Brooks. Most of those have come here late in this game when they've needed them most.
10 to shoot here. Creighton burning up time trying to get an opportunity, and now a foul call as Funk gets bailed out in the corner. We'll be back with Nate Funk's free throws, but we're headed down the stretch. Southern Illinois trying to sneak one away in Omaha. Leading Creighton 57-54. Let's look at our Marshall Wireless call of the game. You get 7 points in 2 trips. That's a call of the game.
Not too bad at all. Jamaal Tatum has been struggling from the line the last 6 games, 5 out of 29, until he hits that three there, gets fouled, gets the free throw. And then how about Darren Brooks spotting up his only 3 of the game. Nice job by the guards for Southern Illinois, hitting big shots at big times in the game.
Playa. Marshall Wireless, your communications consultant. Marshall Wireless now proudly carries Singular Wireless. But Nate Funk had bailed out on the trap. A foul called on Southern Illinois, and Funk is going to have 2 shots here.
Yeah, both teams going to be shooting 2 at the free throw line now. Still each with timeouts left.
Last year in this game, Funk was shut down by Brooks. He only had 4 attempts and 3 points.
And then he turned around and went down to Carbondale and had a great game.
17 in this one for Funk. 4 of 4 at the line. A 1-point lead. Southern Illinois. 2:50 remaining in the game. Creighton's in a zone, it looks like.
2-3 zone. You got Nate Funk on the back line. You got to watch for the weak side rebound. This has been one of Southern Illinois' weaknesses offensively, is playing against the zone. Lack of movement.
6 to shoot. Hairston, an NBA level 3. Bang. Stetson, Hairston, a deep 3, and the 2 veterans have come up big for SIU.
And miscommunication or lack of communication up top by Tyler McKinney and Johnny Mathis. Each of them kind of looking at each other, expecting one or the other to guard Stetson Hairston. Stetson Hairston spots up almost in the middle of the floor, and they don't call out the assignment. He's got the 3.
A 4-point, 2-possession lead for Southern Illinois. McKinney in trouble. They call timeout in front of the Creighton bench.
Now, when you're playing a 2-3 zone, the middle could be open. Here's your guards here and here with Tyler McKinney and Johnny Mathis. Now watch what happens. Watch Stetson Hairston slide over. There's the defense. They're looking. Johnny Mathis is guarding right there. Here's Tyler McKinney, and Stetson Hairston picks up in the middle of the floor. Nice movement. Nice finding an open spot in the zone by Southern Illinois.
McKinney got caught watching the shot clock. Let's take a look. Our State Farm players of the game. Stetson Hairston for Southern Illinois.
Well, he stepped up. He's made big plays. Darren Brooks on the bench most of the time, and Stetson Hairston came in, got inside, did a nice job rebounding and finishing, and he had to make plays against Creighton with Darren Brooks sitting on the bench most of the game.
And Nate Funk, the player of the game for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Well, Nate Funk, 17 points, 5 boards. He is so smooth, able to find ways to get open, and he's done a nice job against a couple really good defensive guards from Southern Illinois.
13 to shoot here for Creighton. They're down 4, so they don't need a 3. They just need some points. They got 6 to shoot, and they're still a long way from the basket.
They got to get to the glass.
2 to shoot. Funk has it blocked. It's a violation. Actually, they're going to keep it in play as Southern Illinois got possession.
Randall Falker just standing there, hand up, and all of a sudden now Creighton not able to get any penetration against that Southern Illinois defense.
Southern is going to take the clock down. 17 to shoot. The Salukis up 4 here. Seven to shoot. Tatum uses the screen. And there's the story of the second half. A miss by Southern Illinois, but a follow by LaMar Owen.
Well, Anthony Tolliver coming over to help on the pick, trying to show on the shot, and what that does, though, it takes him off the glass. He's 6'8". They don't have anybody else in there to board.
Mathis, easy layup. Timeout, Creighton. But it's still a 4-point lead for Southern Illinois at 53.4 seconds. We're going to step aside. We'll be back to see if Southern Illinois can hang on to win for the second straight year in Omaha, Nebraska. This would be the biggest road win for Chris Lowery as the head coach of Southern Illinois. His previous road win at SEMO, 62-58. Southern Illinois on the cusp of getting a giant road win.
Well, it'll be a huge road win for them right now. I mean, they've got to reestablish themselves as a team to beat on the road. And Southern Illinois coming up with big plays at the end. And Creighton, Dana Altman right now. Not only do they have to figure out how they're going to score against Southern Illinois, which they've struggled in the last few possessions, to even have a look, but then they got to figure out how to board as well.
Out rebounded 26-23, but at inopportune times. You see the Creighton press spread out. Southern Illinois 11-3, but just 1-3 on the road. And a foul on Mathis, pushing Tatum on the inbound try. It's time now for our Rawlings play of the game.
Well, offensive boards are the things that will kill you, and we talked about Creighton's inability this year to rebound. Watch on the weak side. Southern Illinois just sneaking right in there, and who else but LaMar Owen, always attacking the glass, always looking for the boards. And Dana Altman's got to try and figure out a way to get some inside game going for this Creighton team this season.
Tatum, no. 71% at the line for the year. He's 1 for 2 in the game. However, still a 2-possession lead for Southern Illinois at 4 points. Chris Lowery's team up 5. (63-58) Southern Illinois.
Oh, tough shot.
Over Tatum. Southern Illinois trying not to foul. Funk inside with it. Gets the layup.
Well, boards, offensive boards, and it comes back to haunt Southern Illinois. If you're going to foul trying to get the offensive rebound, and Creighton was scrappy that time and comes up with it.
They foul Tatum again. He'll go right back to the line.
Creighton with an early shot. I don't know if it was such a good shot, but a great follow-up by Mathis, and then just crashing the glass. If you can't get the board, foul trying to get it, because then you can stop the clock, and they scrap and out-hustle Southern Illinois on that board try. Now, Southern Illinois, the last time down, Chris Lowery on that free throw line had substituted to match up size-wise with Creighton. He took out his big man inside, Josh Warren, went small, and they gave up the offensive rebound.
Tatum buries the free throw. Get another one. 64-60, 2-possession lead here for Southern Illinois. Salukis hoping for win number 12.
Got to get the ball down the floor. Might as well attack the glass, try and get fouled, stop the clock, or shoot an NBA three. Hey.
Tough rebound and a walk call on Tatum. So Creighton keeps it. And here's where you don't necessarily need a 3. You need a 3 and a 2 at some point. You got to either get it this time or the next time.
Well, we've been saying that, but they've taken tough threes last couple possessions, so I'm thinking that they've decided to go ahead and nail them. And Kellen Milner had a big shot against Nebraska, able to hit that 3 late in that game.
And a foul called. It's on McKinney, I think. If it is, he's going to foul out for the first time in his career. McKinney fouls out at 20.6 left in regulation.
Kel Milner on the wing, pulling up for the three, hit the game winner against Drake and Nebraska. And you know, he's a kid ever since that Nebraska game has struggled from the floor. And he had started out the season shooting over 50%, but this afternoon he's regrouped. He's 5 out of 8, 11 points, and no points bigger than that three there on the wing.
And Tyler McKinney, Tace fouling out for the first time in his career. I'm not even sure he fouled out at Urbandale High School. But it's a 2-point game now. And Chris Lowery needs Tony Young to hit both these free throws. Now he's got the right guy at the line. Tony Young is 86% at the line for the season. Young kind of had that no problem look on his face when he got the ball. If you can have all that spaghetti going behind the glass you want, but these are going in.
Southern Illinois has made big shots down the stretch here, Mitch. Kind of looking like the team of old. LaMar Owen with blood on his face, looks like. Eddie Jackson takes him, walks him on over, and they're going to have to bring in Josh Warren and put LaMar Owen down on the side and cover it up. It's a tough loss for LaMar Owen, their best rebounder.
Good defender as well. This is a huge free throw. Look at Young's demeanor though. No problem, Tony.
Pure.
Johnson.
Both of them pure. Got to come down quick.
Down 4 is Creighton. Miller with the leaner. Brooks with the rebound. And Southern Illinois is going to get some of their mojo back here by winning at Creighton.
Yeah, big road win. Any road win in the Valley is a plus, and especially going against a team like Creighton here in a packed arena. We talked about road swagger for Southern Illinois. They have had it in the past. Got to get it back.
Creighton has had, well, this will be their 8th home loss in just 5 years. But of those 8, Pipe, 3 have been this year.
Yeah, that's been a struggle.
Wyoming, and now Southern Illinois.
It has been a struggle this year. Lost so many fifth-year seniors last year, and so much size inside. 3 big, strong, tough guys have not been able to regroup from that.
Give credit to the Southern Illinois Salukis. They have won the last 3 Valley championships, and under new coach Chris Lowery, they look like a champion this afternoon. Southern Illinois 69, Creighton 63. The Salukis get their 12th win of the year. As Dana Altman's team, not enough, had a chance to pull it away in the second half, but couldn't get it done. Suffering at the free throw line, and the Salukis behind Darren Brooks, last year's Player of the Year, pull it off in Omaha. For Chris Piper, I'm Mitch Holtis. Enjoy the rest of your college basketball week.